Hi, my name is Elisha Taylor. I'm going to tell you about basketball. But first, I should ask you, you know what a triple threat is? Don't worry if you don't, because we'll get into it later. It's plenty of great things about basketball that I experienced in my life, and I love the game. I've played for 8 years, I've been to certain camps, trainings, and I played for a couple of teams. And while I haven't dedicated my entire life to the sport, I can tell you just the bare minimum of why there's so much beauty in basketball. But first, I have to tell you my story. Every Sunday after church, I'll play basketball with my father. Having this opportunity to play in the sunshine in Richmond, California, made me develop a love for the sport that hasn't died yet, and it probably won't die easily. I began to play with the kids in my neighborhood as well. That introduced me to conversations about the sport on the entertainment side, and I got even more enthralled with it as time went on. There's plenty of great things about the sport, and I feel like what it's done for me, it can do for you. It can build your confidence, and it can make you build camaraderie with others that you play with, which is what it did for me. Now, when it comes to the history of the sport, according to Springfield.edu, the sport was created in the Springfield University Gymnasium by James Naismith. The reason why is because a lot of football athletes needed something to do while the football season was over, and that's why it was created. As you know, the NBA, or National Basketball Association, is the most popular league in the world when it comes to basketball. But back in the 70s, it didn't have that too much of attention. And a lot of the finals and championship games were even pre recorded and not even on live television until the introduction of two players in the league in the 80s, Magic Johnson and Larry Bird. The great thing about these players is they brought up a conversation about race. Why? Because Magic was black and Bird was white. And they're the two best players in the league. And while the majority of players were African American in the NBA, that does not mean that they were exempt from racism. All these things play a part when it comes to basketball. Basketball is such a huge part of the black community, and it bleeds into so many other aspects of black culture that gives me a sense of pride. So that's why I had to tell you what I told you. Now, if you want to learn how to play the game, it's very easy to learn. You can learn it in many places, and it makes understanding way more fun. Once you understand how to play the game, understand little trickeries of it, you're going to have the best time of your life. The first very simple rule is how to dribble. Now, you can dribble with one hand, and you can alternate, but to alternate, you have to bounce the ball to the other hand. You can't just pick it up and put it to the other hand. That's counterintuitive because that's a violation known as double dribbling. So then the ref will blow the whistle, and we don't want that to happen, do we? No, we don't. Not only that, but if you want to know how to move with the ball, you can move freely with the ball as long as you keep dribbling. But if you want to move without dribbling the ball, you can only take 2 steps without dribbling the ball or bouncing the ball. But the thing is, once you take those 2 steps, you have to either shoot it, pass it, or do something with it because you can't start dribbling again because then that would be a carry. You can't just hold a basketball like a football and start running. So that's just a travel. If you want to know more, just look it up on YouTube. There are plenty of people out there that can tell you way more than I can. And while I might be a little envious of their teaching skills, I do appreciate that their stuff is out there because it's helped me so long in the past to develop my basketball game. If not, you can just go to a basketball court after COVID or before COVID, depending on your political beliefs or not. I don't know. I apologize if that wasn't the thing to say. I'm doing my best. But nonetheless, you can also ask a friend or a family member because it's a good chance because of the sport and because of the popularity of the sport that many people, or at least one person in your family, will know about it and can teach you about the sport. Now, you may be thinking that basketball, like many other sports, is full of meatheads or jocks or for meatheads or jocks, but that's not the case. It's for everybody. The great thing about basketball is it exercises your mind as well as your body. And it trains your mind and your body, and you don't even realize that you're working hard and exerting energy until you stop playing. So it's a good workout exercise as well. But the great thing about basketball, and every hooper and every basketball player will tell you this, is that basketball does not build character, it reveals it. Thank you.